So hey everyone, welcome back to Rebecca's Colouring Arts and Crafts. So today I'm going to try recording a part for Hannah Karlzon's Magical Dawn. So you'll notice here I haven't completely finished these little upper areas of the background, but I've used some of my pens to kind of create, shall we say, sort of splotchy sort of effect to the sky. The gel pen was to show you how to do it. Like, you can still see the spots because I put the spots on, and then because the pen's kind of waterproof, I decided to try and get the colours over it before I could, and in the end I came up with an accidental mistake that I quite like the effect of. So yeah. Anyway, so what we're going to do, we're going to keep using our Derwent Inktense pencils here, and I just need to find there's my black Derwent Inktense pencil. And what we want to do is we want to keep going with our little sort of starry sort of background here. I know it's not a proper galaxy background or anything like that. It's just something that I kind of started just playing with swirly sort of patterns around here for the background, which I kind of wanted. So we want to come in with our Derwent Inktense Ink Black, and we want to just obviously all this area has been watered down and is stable, so I'll just zoom in whilst we do this, and I'll show you clearly how to do a patch of this, and then well, I'm sort of tossing up. It'll probably take a couple of parts if I want to show you how to do the whole rest of the background. So I'll probably do just a part of it on camera now, and then do the rest off camera, so at least you can sort of follow it. But basically it is just going by your own gut intuition as to where you want to do some of the black or the swirls or the patterns or any of that. So like here I'm going to bring some black up into these areas. Obviously I haven't done our little jewellery bits yet or any of that. I haven't. And I'm just going to bring a little black sort of areas into it. I guess I'm doing kind of swirly patterns like on the Hannah Karlzon, not Hannah Karlzon, Clara Markova piece, I guess you could say, that I was doing. And then I'm going to bring it back down flat here. We want to fill in all those areas with our ink black. We do. We want to fill in all these areas with our ink black, and we also want to, which I'll show you that in a minute actually, but we want to enclose it around these flowers and around the bubbles and just create our black area of the piece. So I'm just going to show you a section, but then you'll be able to, I'll continue the other bits off camera, and I'll probably try to bring it back once it's finished just to show you a rough idea of how it looks. No, I'll probably just, I'll see how long it takes as to how much I get done. I'm probably going to have to do parts off camera because the backgrounds do take so long and I don't want it to get too monotonous, so And there goes Lil's barking again because I just left her outside. But yeah, so I'll see how it works out. I'm sort of thinking I'm probably better to do a patch and then finish the rest off camera. If I show you roughly how to do this patch anyway, with what you're currently seeing, you can sort of get a rough idea as to how I'm doing it anyway, and that is the goal. And then from that rough idea you can sort of continue and finish it off camera on your own little area. I'm just doing that, as I think I said, I'm doing that a bit more now just so that we kind of move through the videos a bit more, and it makes it a little easier, I've discovered. Well, it doesn't make it easier, but it means that you're not having to wait around quite as long for the next video part and stuff like that, and then it's not a repetitive video part and all of that, which is what I was working on, sort of cutting down a bit the repetitiveness of some of the videos by doing part of the background off camera and then bringing the other parts on camera and that sort of thing, just to allow you to experience that. So now what I'm doing is just trying to do a little bit of a light source of our black here, just to allow for blending our next colour around. And we'll do this on every little area that we do these swirly patterns and things. But yeah, so I just sort of want to cut down a bit of the repetitiveness of some of the real-time tutorials, but I'm still going to show you exactly how to do these parts and make sure that I feel comfortable that you will be able to continue these parts off camera, even if I'm not showing you exactly how to do that bit. So yeah, I won't be ending the video just at some random point and expecting you to continue or finish on without telling you how. I will definitely still be instructing you exactly on how to do it before I finish off the video or any of that. I will, so have no fear, you won't be sort of in the dark or anything. But yeah, this way it does cut down a bit of some of the repetitiveness and allows you to see new parts sooner, because working off camera just allows me to sort of be able to, I guess, continue the parts a bit in my own time, but it also allows me to do parts in my own time when I want to do my own little bit of colouring or something. But instead I'm sort of starting to focus on finishing off these little bits off camera that I need to do off camera, because then that allows me to sooner get another part up for that piece, and so it doesn't take as long and things like that when I'm continuing to work on them a bit for some parts that need to be worked on off camera in my own time, kind of thing. So I hope that makes sense anyway. It probably didn't make much sense, but yeah. And I accidentally made a mistake here with these little bug's eyes, so I just put black pencil in there because I made a bit of a boo-boo when I did that. And I left the little white area, but I accidentally started to colour in one of the bits with black, and because I can't erase things easily and stuff, yeah, I just filled it in with the black in that bit. But yeah, so yeah, I'm just finding that for me, being able to keep working on little bits that need to be done off camera is working out better for me with getting up more regular parts. And as you'll notice, I've started editing and uploading those parts that I've been working on and those things that I've been working on and off camera. And yeah, and it does just make things a bit more, I don't know, it's easy isn't the right word, but for me, being able to work on the parts that I need to keep going on off camera, or the parts that would be repetitive or take longer off camera, for me, I just find, I don't know, it makes more sense to me to continue working on those parts off camera, and it does, I guess, save some time on camera because I'm working on them when I would typically be working on my own off-camera pieces that I don't tend to show. Instead now, like, I've got a whole heap, like 20 work in progress pieces that I have to finish that are sort of off-camera pieces, but I've kind of put them aside, I guess, so that I can sort of focus more on continuing these pieces off camera that I need to do. And I've just realised I've still got those little stem areas to do too. Yeah, we'll keep working on them. We'll get back to them. But yeah, I don't know if that makes sense, but just for me, I've sort of, instead of putting my own time into my own pieces off camera, I've instead been trying to work on, shall we say, continuing the video pieces that I'm currently doing, I guess you could say. And for me, I find that works because it means that it makes it's not particularly easy doing all this stuff, but it makes it easier for the fact that I am able to sort of, I guess, pump out videos a lot quicker and faster and keep trying to work on them. And I've still got quite a few videos that I have to edit that I will be working on editing some more after I do this piece as well. But yeah, it's just, I've got a lot of pieces that I want to sort of keep working on, and I want to rotate through them, and you'll probably notice that I've started trying to put them out daily, and so obviously I will be doing some editing on the pieces that I've currently got a list of that I've done and worked on, and I will be working on doing them. But I want to try and have videos going up daily in around book videos and book reviews, because I've got a few book reviews to do as well and things like that. But I really want to try and get daily content happening again, and I want to try and get as far ahead as I can with that daily content, so if something happens like with my wrist or when I have to have surgery for my ankles or all of that, I'm covered and it'll all sort of work out okay, and there'll still be content there daily even when I'm not able to do stuff, or if something comes up and I'm not able to do it. I just want to make sure that I'm as covered as possible so that I'm still able to get the content up to share with everyone, but at the same time that if something does come up or something does happen where I can't do it, I am covered and it'll all work out okay. So I'm just been working really, really hard and trying to do the best I can with my wrist the way it is at the moment to try and just get us on top of these videos and uploads, and then to start working on edits and stuff as possible. And it's taking me a lot longer because of the way my wrist and that is, but I guess I can only do the best I can. Guess I can. So now what I want to do is I want to come in with my Derwent Inktense. Now I'm going to come in with my violet, and we want to bring that completely over the black as well. And you'll probably remember I don't know if the violet pencil is the one that kind of sticks a bit. I haven't noticed it sticking quite as much, but we want to sort of bring that up around above our light black shadow areas, but then we also want to bring it down into our black areas as well. And you'll notice it doesn't work very well at covering the spots. It does kind of feel a bit sticky as you're doing it, but it will allow a bit of that trying to get a bit of that purpley black tone that I want for our background area. Yeah, I hope this all works out anyway, but yeah, I'm just really trying to get as ahead as I can with things, but also I really want to have daily content coming out on my channel as much as possible, and that includes when I am not able to do things, or when I've had to have the surgery for my ankles, or depending, I don't know what's going to happen with my wrist or any of that. So I'm just working really hard and really trying to focus on doing the best I can to get as much content recorded in advance, as well as working on those bits off camera so that I can get more content recorded for the next part of that in advance. Like, I've still got at least 1, 2, 3, 4 more other parts, maybe 4 more other parts, and I've still got some that I've got to do off camera with the Tomislav Tomic piece that you would have seen shared by the time you see this one. And yeah, so yeah, I'm just trying to do the best I can to just get it to where I want it to be, where it still will have daily content and stuff up. Like, people say daily content is too much for the channel and it's too much time and work, and like, my friends sort of worry because they reckon that every second or third day is plenty of content from my YouTube channel, and you don't have to do it every day and stuff like that. And I keep telling them, well, I want to be able to do it every day. I want to have it up every day, and they reckon that maybe I'm being unreasonable or putting too much pressure on myself, because they reckon it's too much pressure. And it's like, well, it's doable. I've done it before for multiple weeks. It's just, and that's why I haven't been posting a heap of content either, because I really wanted to sort of get on top of things. But as I said to them, it is doable, it is possible, I've done it before. It's just making sure you get some content ahead first, and then you start posting it daily, and then you just got to make sure that you keep working on pieces meanwhile, and keep on top of it, and keep editing things, and keep things pre-uploaded and stuff like that. And then they're like, oh, okay, but I think they are a bit worried that maybe it's taking on too much with all the problems and stuff I have. I don't know, but they've sort of finally accepted that either way, even if they don't think that I should be doing daily content, it's what I want to do. So yeah, my aim is to keep working on having daily content coming up, and keeping on top of that, and keeping on trying to record as much as possible with the next part or the next piece, and working on bits off camera and all of the rest. So yeah, I hope you'll enjoy it all anyway. I just need to open the door quickly. Hopefully the wind won't blow anything. We're meant to get a heap of heavy rain and that later today and into tomorrow, and so I want to try and just work on as much as I can. And we want to make sure, as you've probably noticed I've been doing, just bring a bit of a light source of our violet down on top of that. And Lils! Sorry, she's out the backyard barking at the neighbours again, because she doesn't like it when they're out there. She doesn't seem to like them much. And their dogs don't like us much because, yeah, they don't. Yeah, so we want to bring that violet in on both sides and into our black. Obviously it is kind of sticky once you get onto trying to put it over the black, but just do your best. If it doesn't get a heap in there, well, the black's going to overpower it a little anyway, but kind of want a bit of that purple in the black if we can get it there. And I'm just going to show you this little patch how to do the background bit, and then I think once I've done this patch you should be able to continue on with how to do it like I've done. If I don't feel like you'll be able to, I'll keep going, but at first I'm just going to focus on doing this little patch, and then I can work on the other bits off camera if I feel content enough that you'll be able to continue on with yours after this, because as I said, I'm not just going to leave you hanging high and dry as to how to finish something or how to do something. And if you're ever sort of a bit stumped or have a question, you're always welcome to ask, and I will do my best to help you out with it. I will. But yeah, I just want to give you a rest of an idea as to how I'm doing this background, and then I'm going to focus on doing the majority off camera just so it doesn't get too repetitive for everyone. And I'm just going to pause for a minute. I think I have to get little things. I think it's starting to rain, so I'll be back in a minute. So hey everyone, I'm back. So it wasn't starting to rain, but it was getting fairly windy. But yeah, at least she's in now and she's not going to be sopping wet. So I'm continuing here with my violet and going over my black, trying not to go over the little bead areas or the stars or the edges of all of those, which is kind of tricky because the pencil does kind of, I don't know, it seems like it's sticking a bit to the black as I'm trying to do it, but maybe that's just because I'm a bit awkward with my wrist being hurt. I don't know. I'm just going to do a little bit of this purple down here because it would be coming out a bit there with our light purpley area. So you'll notice I'm starting to form my little just pattern line here. I know it's not particularly galaxy background or anything in particular like that, but it's kind of pretty. I like it anyway, and yeah. I'm just, I guess, doing a bit of a random kind of, I guess it is a sky or night sort of background, but I guess it's a bit more random than, maybe not, it's more like the flowers are reflecting like a, almost like the flowers slash leaves are reflecting a bit of a, what is it, an aurora around them kind of thing. I actually like the idea of that. That is cool. Like it's dark and then it's going out to light and then back to dark again, like it's reflecting around them. I like that idea. That works. I'm going to adopt that idea for the background because I had no idea how it was sort of fitting in or how it was working, but now I've just noticed that I really am sort of working it around the shadows and shapes of the flowers and leaves. So that's kind of cool. It is. But yeah, I'm going to do the best I can anyway and hope I can achieve it and keep having daily content going up. I know it's a lot with some of the hours that I do on things, and I was trying to cut back the length of time, but then I realized it just wasn't achieving as much as I wanted to have showing you per video part. Like it was kind of, it felt a bit lackluster to me because there wasn't, I wanted to show you how to do more than just one little area or something like that per video, and because it takes me so long, and I guess that was part of why people were asking that, so I just decided, well, I know they're longer, but I'm just going to go back to focusing on some longer parts so that you can see more done per video kind of thing. So yeah, I guess I'm just playing around and trying new things and seeing what works, what doesn't work, what helps, what doesn't help, and yeah, and I hope it'll sort of improve the channel and things I'm doing and that even more overall in the end, and you'll still get clear instructions and clear advice on to how to do things. And now I've worked that out, I would, if it was me continuing this off camera, I would just follow the shapes of the flowers like I've currently been doing to add in the light area, I guess you could say. That's the only way that I can explain it, like the aurora bouncing off the flowers or the leaves or whichever it is. And yeah. But yeah, it's just, it's not that I'm going to leave you high and dry for how to do things. Please do not think that. But the reason why I have gone back to longer time frame videos is just because of the fact that I realized I wasn't able to show as much as I wanted to in those videos, and maybe it wasn't really quite as satisfying for you to sit through just to see one little teeny part because of how long it takes me and all of that. And so I figured, well, maybe the longer parts for me, I know they're longer, but maybe the longer parts do work better for me in the end because of the fact that it does allow me to show you more per part rather than you only seeing one teeny little area and then wondering when you're going to get the next part, when you're going to get the next part, when you're going to get the next part, that kind of thing. So yeah, just bear with me, I'll keep playing around, but I think right now I've figured the longer parts are better in some ways with my videos because of how long it takes me, and it shows you more and leaves you with more to do till I get to the next part as I rotate through the videos. So yeah, anyway, next I'm going to come in with my Derwent Inktense, and I want to come in with my Thistle colour. And again, I've just realised that one's kind of, I'm going to add in a bit of Thistle on top of those colours, like you're able to because it will work once you add the colour. But I just want to add that in there because otherwise it's going to look odd as it comes up into this area. So I just want to add my Thistle colour into that. And I don't want to blend it over everywhere, just a bit of this light purple area because it'll blend in when we add the water, obviously. And we want to bring it up a bit over that little light shading area of our purple. But yeah, we just want to bring it down into this purple a bit. Obviously, as we do it, the different purples will sort of come out. Darker purples do tend to come out on top of the lighter purples, and all of that as you blend it, or add the water on top. Not as you blend it, but I'm just sharpening it quickly and hoping it doesn't break. Wow, that lead of the pencil really dipped down then. But we've got to do the best we can with what we've got. But yeah, I really hope you're enjoying the fact that I've gone back to some longer videos. I know they are a lot longer, but it's just the way that I worked out it works best with kind of what I do and my method and technique and all of that. So yeah, and that way too you have a lot more to do per part as well, rather than just this teeny little piece or area kind of thing. And I feel that works better for all of you as well, because then you're not sort of going, there's nothing to continue for next time, till next time, or any of that. And also daily content, if you have those books as well, then you have something else that you can either look at or move on to till I can rotate back to that next piece. And so yeah, I'm just trying to do the best I can and figure out what works best, what doesn't, and how it works for me, and how I can give all of you the best content and sort of maximize what content you can get per video, and whether longer or shorter videos worked better. And it was a good trial and good experiment, but I just realized I really wasn't satisfied with just showing you this teeny amount each video, and so it sort of made it an easier decision to go back to the longer videos. Some might still be shorter than others depending on the time or the amount of work still needed doing, or whether it's close to being finished or all of that. But yeah, now we just want a little bit of light shadow area up around where we can get it with these areas. And I think I'm not going to worry too much about most of this, just some of these little wall areas with the shadow bit, just because I kind of no, just do a little bit of light shadow around the whole bit there till we get to down here anyway. But yeah, so yeah, and it's not like you can't just pause the video anyway and come back to it later if you want to, or any of that as well. So even with longer videos you can just pause it and come back to it later, rather than having to feel like you have to watch it all at one time, because I really don't expect people to watch it all at one time, because I know personally you don't always have the time to watch the whole thing at the one go kind of thing. So that really isn't my expectations either. So yeah, but yeah, I really hope you'll enjoy it all anyway. And I really want to work really hard on getting daily content going up constantly, even when I'm not able to do things, or when I'm sick from surgeries or any of that. It's just important to me to really get to that point, because that is where I've always kind of wanted to go with it and what I wanted to do with it. So yeah, so now what I want to do is check the time. And we've got time. So now what I want to do is I want to come in with my Derwent Inktense Fuchsia, and I just want to bring that up as I did before, not over all the colours, but just over that lighter sort of shadow area, obviously up around that antenna bit. And obviously it's going to fill this little area, which means we're not going to have our final colour into that bit, but we'll make it work. And obviously a bit of our light shadow to allow for the colours to sort of blend in a bit better. Like you notice it looks a little streaky there, but I don't mind that effect with this piece. Other times I might have tried blending it back a bit, but this time I actually don't mind it. I really don't. Like the flowers and the leaves, you'd probably notice they're a much smoother look than the streakiness of like the background. But I kind of like that effect for this part anyway. I do. And we obviously want little bits of light shadows around our fuchsia areas to allow for blending our final colour. Once you get to it. And obviously not all areas are going to have every colour through it because they get a bit skinny or any of that, so just work around those spots. And I actually don't mind that effect anyway. Like I'll still obviously add some little bits of the colour in as I can, kind of thing, into those spots with that final colour, but I don't mind that it's so skinny there or that you won't be able to fit much of it in, because it's just kind of a different effect and variation on what you're doing, and I like that when that happens. And now what we want to do is check the time, obviously. Yep, still got time. So I want to come in finally with my Derwent Inktense Carmine Pink. And I want to bring that in, because this is our final colour. We want to just fill in these other areas over our little light fuchsia areas, but no further. So because this is our final colour here. And we aren't going to get do the splotchy effect thing that I discovered till after we get the water over this colour, and just noticed a really dirty, there's like a black spot in the pencil lead. It's just caused a dirty sort of look to the colour a bit in one spot. Hopefully it won't show out once we actually come to adding it. So yeah, now we've done that, so I'm going to pause here for a minute and I'm going to go and get my water and that together, and then I will be back and we will put the water to this area that we've just done here with our pencils. So I will be back in a minute. So hey everyone, I'm back. So now what we want to do is we want to bring in our water and our Mica or number 2 paintbrush. As I said last video, I tend to use the paintbrush over the water brush because I find it gives me more control. I'm gonna try not to get annoyed at myself this time because it's not easy to do things and stuff with my hand and wrist the way it is, so just do the best I can. I'm going to. And it's starting to get, wind's starting to pick up out there. But yeah, so bear with me. I'm certainly not aiming to get annoyed or frustrated at things. It just happens sometimes because of, I guess, I get so sick and tired of struggling with things or not being able to do exactly what I want and all of that. So I just brought it all the way down there too because that is where I added that little bit of pencil in to make it look more level, shall we say, or even. And I'm just also trying to blend it into where the other areas go as well. And get our little different layers starting to go here. Oh, wow, that wind's really just picked up. But yeah, trying to do this without too much water as well because we don't want bleed through either. So you might, as I've said in the past, you need to work quite fast to try and get the little areas done before it all dries properly as well. And trying not to have too much water on there as well, which I just think I had a little too much. It hasn't bled through though, that I can tell. No. No, it hasn't bled through, that's good. We're just trying to make sure that we get all of our Inktense areas filled in and covered basically, whilst at the same time working as fast as we can so as to try and maximize the blending as much as we can, which that might be part of why it looks a little streaky in some spots as well, because it's such large areas in a smaller brush. I tried using my larger brush, but it's sort of bent out of shape, so it doesn't really work as well. So that is part of why I'm just using my number 2 brush. You could probably use a slightly larger brush if you really wanted to, but my brush sort of was a bit old, pretty much. It was. So that's why I'm using my smaller brush, which isn't quite as easy on a large space, but do the best we can. we do. I'm just quickly going to close the door. I don't want it blowing the camera over or anything. Oops. Sorry, the door always shuts a bit louder when it's rainy or wet outside, or when it's windy. So we want to make sure that we blend it down into our black areas as well. We do. I don't know where that came from. So hey everyone, I'm back. Turns out my camera battery died and it's a pain to get this camera on and off with my wrist the way it is, and I'm just trying to shift my chair thing slightly, and Lils has just come because she can tell I'm getting frustrated with things. So yeah, so we're obviously continuing here with doing our water on our pencil. What are you doing, Lils? She's decided to shove herself completely under my leg and maybe had a heart for me to colour. You're a little rat, aren't ya? Cheeky boop. Cheeky boop. Stop prying me. Oh, now she's brought her pig. She's got a little oinkle pig. Good girl. Thank you, boop. She is very good at telling when I'm getting frustrated. Yeah, so yeah, keep going here anyway. We're gonna just get this black slash purpley area done now whilst we're started it. And I've kind of coloured this over other areas that have gone over the lines with the green leaves and stuff on this spot, so you may see little bits of the green poking through as you're colouring it, but it's not so obvious kind of thing. So like there, well, it was quite obvious there. Maybe I got too much water still on the brush. Maybe I do. Sounds like it's just started pouring outside too. Sounds like it has. I'm just trying to make it look as blended as possible and not too streaky if I can avoid it, but it's a little hard because of the small brush. Like a larger brush would work better, but as I said, my larger brush is all kind of bent out of shape and not working that great. It's just a cheap $5 pack of brushes from like Target or somewhere like that, whereas the Micador brushes are a lot more, shall we say, expensive. They are. I'm hoping to go out and do some photography later with my friend, hopefully. I'm also hoping it's not set yet, but I may be going to try and go to the signing of J. Christoph and Amy Kaufman, some authors whose books I've obviously read. And I'm very excited about that because, yeah, they're amazing authors. I'm really looking forward to, I've got some of their books that I want to get to, but I've got to finish some review books that I'm currently reading. I'm currently reading Serpent and Dove, and then I want to review that and send it off to the publishing company. And yeah, and I've kind of been putting, I guess, a lot more time into, rather than the reading, I've been trying to work really hard on getting as many art videos as I can done, even with my sore hand, just so that basically I can work towards getting videos out each day kind of thing. So but yeah, I'm hoping to, I definitely want to get back into some more reading because I love my reading. It's just, I've been so busy doing these videos and then I've been really tired or sore or all of that, so I haven't read as much as I've been wanting to lately, but I'm going to be aiming to do some more reading later tonight. I was intending to finish a chapter last night, but ended up only reading 2 pages before I fell asleep. So, yeah, that didn't work out quite as well for me. But yeah, we do the best we can with things. And I've just realised I've changed the direction here. No, oh well, it's going to have to stay changed now. It is. Obviously it would go a bit differently anyway as it comes, although that way's gone along when it's coming down, but it is what it is now. It is. It is what it is. I didn't even realise I'd changed the angle till I'd already done it. But yeah, I really want to get back into some more reading. It's just, yeah, I guess doing it even if I am really tired, but usually I don't like to pick it up in case I fall asleep, because when I fall asleep with the book I tend to then, shall we say, drop it on the ground and then cause dents and damage to the book, which I don't like doing. So typically if I'm really tired I won't tend to pick the book up that night. I have done that before in the past by accident, like not that I'm deliberately dropping it on the ground or anything, but just because I'm tired and I've fallen asleep while holding the book, and typically the book drops when you fall asleep, so yeah. Not to mention too many hurt noses because of books dropping on your nose. But yeah, I'm hoping to get back to some reading. After I've recorded this part, I'm thinking of doing some reading possibly, or maybe I'll try and do another recording, I don't know. I'm trying to do this all the same way because this area, I think it might have been a lighter bit of the black because it tends to be trying to, shall we say, fade out a bit like some of these areas. So some of the black areas are sort of a bit lighter than other areas, just because of the shadows or the depth of black and purple that's gotten on them. So yeah. Anyway, I'll just continue here with this little area. I should have actually started in the red, but I didn't think of that, did I? And I'm just going to switch this to the up and down so it looks a bit more natural as well. I'm going to, or try to make it look a bit more natural, like it's just switched, but I am. Okay. Now let's continue. And I'm hoping the rain isn't overwashing this video and the music and stuff like that either. I'm hoping it's not. Fingers crossed. I just want to finish this video now if I can. I was hoping to get it finished before the rain and the storms came, but didn't quite work out as well as I hoped. I probably won't record much the next couple of days because there's meant to be a lot of rain and thunderstorms, and I tend to try and stop when it's really heavy because otherwise you can't always hear the easiest. But I just want to get this bit finished, but I've still got a bit of a ways to go yet, so I'm not sure if it will get finished. I'm not sure, but I may have to pause it till the rain and storms go. But there's meant to be up to 35 mils and plus of rain over today and over tomorrow, and yeah. And if I can hear it in the kitchen now, which I can, typically that means that it's pretty heavy, and I'm hoping it's not coming across on the video too much. So I've tried to minimise what comes in here by shutting all the doors and stuff, so yeah. And I think it seems to be getting heavier, so I think I might have to, no, I'll keep going. I'm hoping you can hear me still. I'm hoping the rain just won't drown it out too much. I am. And I've swapped directions again. I hope this area is still in the camera. Yes, fortunately it is. It is. What you doing, Lils? Just found sometimes I find like a big drop of water on the metal bit of the paintbrush that I don't know about, and I thought maybe it's because I'm using such thick layers of the Inktense that they're not all setting with the original water layer. But sometimes I find that when that drop lands on them, when I've done like really thick layers of pencil, it seems to actually have a bit of colour come off, and I can do a bit more with the colour. So maybe thicker layers of pencil supposedly take a little more water, I don't know. But yeah, that's something interesting that I've noticed it doing lately, and I didn't think they did that, because what I've noticed typically when dry, when I put another colour on top again, it typically ends up being, shall we say, able to have that other colour over it, and I typically do it around this level of sort of colour and stuff. But as you notice here, I'm able to, these are dry, yet I'm still able to go back in and just blend them in a little more, kind of thing. So it's kind of interesting how the thickness or the amount of pencil you put on depends on whether you can sort of come back in and go over it a bit more. Maybe it's because it's not fully dry yet too, I don't know, because let's just see. I just want to test with one of these little upper areas. Yeah, so it must be that there's still spots of pencil in there, because even up here I can sort of blend it still a bit. So it must just be with the thicker layers of pencil, it allows it to blend again, because of the fact that you've still got spots of colour pencil there that hasn't actually solidified or hardened with the water. You can still do the other colours over it, but those little areas of thicker colours do allow you to go and blend it in a bit more again, just because of the fact that there is still those remnants of like the pencil shavings, you know, the little shavings you get off wax pencils and stuff. There must still be remnants of those shadings there, and so it allows you to, shall we say, go and do a bit more work with the pencil after it's dry, because I'm only using a very damp, a very lightly damp brush. I'm wiping it all off on the back of my hand as I go, so that's the only explanation I can think of for it. But I know for a fact that you can still go and add other colours over the top of things, and it will still work with not blending the background colour in with the top colour. But I do notice sometimes you can still go back over it again even after it's dry, like I just did with these layers up here, just because of the fact that I think there is still those little remnants of the pencil shavings, because I am doing the colour so thick and vibrant as I want it, rather than light and thin. Probably if you did it light and thin, you wouldn't have that second ability to go over it again, even after going over it already once with water, because as you've probably all heard, once the Inktense pencils have water on them, they set and they're permanent. So that's why you're able to go and do a second colour over the top, which I really love that ability to do that. But yeah, that is something new that I've just learnt today as I've been playing around with this and thinking about it. So yeah, I hope that's useful anyway. Because yeah, I just wanted more vibrant colours, and that's why I went for a thicker depth when I was putting my pencil on, because up here in this little area I didn't go so thick with the pencil colour, and it's a lot more faded, and I'm considering going over that again with a bit more of our Carmine Pink, just because I do want that sort of more depth of colour there. But yeah. What you doing, Lils? It just is something that I've kind of learnt today anyway. But I'll probably do that off camera with going over that little area again. And I may have a bit much water on my brush this time. It seems to be just going down a bit too smoothly, and I have to pause in a minute anyway, so I'll check quickly now. But it's not bleeding through, fortunately, so phew, that's lucky. Usually if I have this much water on, it bleeds through, so I'm surprised it's not. I am. And so now I've just got this little black area here to do. Well, blackish purple area. And I think this rain seems to be getting heavier, so I might be having to stop briefly. I can't, I need to do those white bits yet. I think I might have to. Yeah, I think I'm going to have to stop. I'll finish that last little bit of the black off camera. And I think I'm just going to have to do the white later on once all this rain eases up. So I will see you back later, and I'll go and do these touch-ups and corrections and stuff. And yeah, I'll see you back. Probably finish this off in a couple of days when the rain ends, or in between breaks when the rain's not happening and stuff like that. So I will see you back later. Bye. So hey everyone, I'm back. So now obviously the rain has settled and eased. Yesterday it was quite windy and rainy in it, so I didn't really do anything, so I decided to come back today. So now what we want to do is, I guess, create a bit of this sort of splotch or spot effect. I know the colour doesn't totally blend because it's watercolour, but I'm going to try and do this a bit as I go this time, rather than doing all the spots and realising I really don't like it and then having to try and fill things in and cover things and stuff like that. So I just spotted a spot here that I don't... Oh, that's my really teeny paintbrush. I need the other one. I thought I had it all ready, and then I get the smaller brush rather than the bigger one. So I want my Microdor number 2 paintbrush, but I'm just spotting an area here. I don't know. if it is able to be fixed or blended still, or whether it's had enough, I don't know. But yeah. So we're just going to do the best we can here. With this, I want my Microdor number 2 brush with the water. I just want it damp, ready to go. And basically what I'm going to do is bring in my Fabercastell Pitt Artist brush pen, and I just want to dab some spots on in random locations, but rather than doing the whole lot this time, I'm going to just do a small area and then go back and blend them into the thing before they totally dry. So we're kind of going to have to work quickly with this part. So we want to come in with our paintbrush that's damp with the water, and we want to use the colours that we have, and we want to blend that in before it properly sets, kind of thing. So we're trying to work, because it's waterproof, we want to try and get that spotty sort of look before it completely dries, and we want to get it off our brush too so that we don't have it clog up our brush as well. So I'm just trying to work it in quickish, or as quickly as I can, to get that spotty sort of effect, but at the same time blend the pencil colours in, but at the same time also not have it damage my brush. Trying to have the water sort of just damp on the brush. We do. And so we want to try and get it before it fully dries. So you'll see there now we've got the spotty look, whereas here you can still see the colours. That's because they'd actually started drying before I got to sort of blending them, and I hope I had that focused. I just realised I may not have for a couple of minutes, but so you can still see the white spot basically because I didn't get it. I sort of did it and then didn't realise that that I didn't like it, and that I'd just have to try and incorporate it in. So I'm just doing little patches at a time, just random spots everywhere, except these stars. We're obviously going to do them all white, but we don't want to blend them into the other colours. But you're going to need at least 3 layers of the Pitt brush on those stars to remove as much as we can of that black tone. And I just got colour off there because I had water on my finger and I didn't realise, and I just smudged a whole heap of something of stuff of black there. So I'm just going to come in with my ink black just on the brush, and I'm just going to touch that up and correct that. My mistake, took off a whole heap of colour and smudged the black in there that I didn't necessarily want smudged in there. So I'll just get it on my brush and straight off the pencil and fix it up that way. I really didn't realise that I had water still on my finger there. And now we're a bit behind with getting these ones touched up, so we need to try and work quickish before they dry properly. And we're working in layers of like the colours, so like the black areas when you're doing the black, and the purples when you're doing the purples, and the pinks when you're doing the pinks, and well, Carmine Pink or whichever it is. And I just did it again on that area that I just touched up. So just being careful of that, because I really didn't realise that I had water, and I think it's because I just ran the water in the cup, so I must have had it a bit, yeah, I do, on the edge of the cup from tipping some out because I had a bit much, and I've gotten that on my finger, and then I rested that on the paper. And because, as I discovered last time, that by doing that you can what is it, basically, I've noticed when you're working with a thicker layer of the Inktense, I've just learnt, I think it was in this part I was just telling you that basically when you're working with that Inktense layer, because you've done a thicker layer of the pencil colours, it seems to, how did I put it, basically still keep coming off when you're doing the next colours and so on and so forth. So I think because, from what I've worked out, maybe it's to do with the fact that not all the water layers are blended in yet, but I've noticed that, yeah, you can, like, I thought once it was done it was permanently set, and I've noticed with pieces I've done it and I've been able to go and add a second layer on top as well. But with this one, and I've probably done it, I've done it with my other pieces too, but I've never realised that working with such thick layers, it does leave like the pencil shaving remnants on there, and as a result that does shall we say, mean that there is still some layers there that or some bits of pencil that when you get it wet it's still going to affect. And I'm just going to do a fourth layer on this star, so I want to do about 4 layers just because I'm trying to remove as much of the black underline of the star that's on the image as possible as well. But yeah, that is something that I've only probably realised lately that I didn't realise was possible to happen, kind of thing. So, and I'm just doing random spots. I decided to just do the black in this one, and then I'll blend those black areas before they properly dry, and then I'll do other areas, kind of thing. So just small areas at a time. I've realised it better because I'm using the fact that I still can put water and do a little more blending with those colours if I want to. I'm actually using that to my advantage now in order to blend this white waterproof pen to create the spotty effect that I discovered that I liked by accident, because I did something that I ended up not liking. So, and I'm using the water on the brush as well, and hoping the mixer too will keep it from, I don't want it to harden the brush bristles or anything either. So I'm just trying to work fast and get it done as fast as I can, kind of thing. It's kind of different a bit with these ones compared to the others, and maybe I'll go over and try and redo those others a bit, I don't know, but it is kind of a bit different with how they're being done this time, kind of thing. But yeah, we'll just make it work how it is anyway. But if I can, what I'm going to try and quickly do is just try and use a bit more of that black sort of layer and just blend it in so it's more like sideways streaks rather than obvious looking spots. So you want to just quickly try and blend these bits in together more so it looks a bit streaky without accidentally resting a wet finger against the page again. But I want to try and create that streaky sort of effect that I've got at the top area there again as well, the same. But to do that we kind of need to streak these a bit more with the colours and the water and all of that, get them looking a bit more blended rather than spot looking. And some of these might be a bit close together from what I'm seeing here, but just have to do the best we can with things. Trying not to go over the lines like I almost did them, or did a little bit. But yeah, we don't want specific looking spots or areas, we want to try and make them look a bit patchy if we can. We do. I just discovered that one that I missed. That's why I'm trying to work with this bit here now. It's right near our butterfly's eye. That's probably why I missed it and got confused. I wouldn't have a doubt. So I'm just going to do each of these little areas or sections as we go. Trying not to have them too close, but still so they look, I guess, look splotchy kind of thing, or streaky, or I'm going to work on the purple / blackish sort of sides first, and then, or the purplish bits first, and then work into my lighter colours, rinsing off my brush each time as I go. In these areas we can probably do them all at once kind of thing. And I just want to create that streaky look, so I'm not doing it in a circular motion now, I'm just doing it in a straight sort of line across. But yeah, that is something that I have learnt recently to watch out for anyway, because of the fact that, yeah, that the colour does still transfer even after you've basically already put the water on it, and it's still permanent once it's on. But I'm wondering if it is just to do with the pencil shavings remnants as to why it sort of does have that still being able to transfer the colour and things. So yeah, I just find it a very interesting discovery in my books because I never fully noticed it till now. And we pretty much keep doing that for all these little areas and sections. Just doing our random spots throughout and adding to those spots with our water as we go, so just smudging it sideways, trying not to go over the lines like I just almost did. And then pretty much as I showed you, it's just with the star, we just want to bring in the white. It does seem to gain some colour from the other areas that you've gone over previously. I've noticed the brush tip seems to pick them up. But yeah, I just work with it as it is kind of thing. And we just want to do 3 or 4 layers of our white Pitt pastel over those areas. And yeah, so I think I'm going to leave it at that. I'll finish the rest of this bit off camera and then I will obviously come back with the different part. I want to try and do a few recordings today again if I can. And yeah, so I will see you back after. I hope that has helped you out and shown you how I'm doing this background. And yeah, I will see you next time. I'll obviously finish the rest of this background off camera just because of the amount of time it's going to take me. So yeah, I will see you later. Bye.